Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is May 9th, 2023, and La Liga have approved Barcelona's feasibility plan, and I have all the details of that plan for you. Also, it's reported that Sergio Busquets has made up his final mind in regards whether he's staying or leaving Barcelona at the end of the season. And finally, Barcelona are reportedly already working on the signing of the Moroccan midfielder Sofyan Amrabat. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, it's completely free to do, and in doing so you'll be helping this small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any merchandise, any Barcelona jersey or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. The link is down below in the description. Now we begin with the news that Barcelona have announced a friendly match against the Japanese club Vissel Kobe at the beginning of June in what's expected to be Andres Iniesta's last match with the Japanese club, because he has announced that he will not continue with Vissel Kobe. Now there's also rumors talking about maybe this could be Andres Iniesta's final match altogether, because there are rumors that the Spanish midfielder could be hanging up his boots. And of course that will be a very sad day for football all around the world, since Andres Iniesta is one of the best midfielders to ever grace this amazing sport that we call football. Now Barcelona are hoping to generate a sizable revenue out of this friendly match, something north of 5 million euros, which is what they generated in the friendly match in Australia at the end of last season. And this is not the first time that Barcelona will be facing off against Vissel Kobe in a friendly match. Barcelona played against the Japanese side back in 2019 when Ernesto Valverde was the coach, and Barcelona won 2-0 in that preseason match. Now, as reported in yesterday's live stream, La Liga have approved Barcelona's feasibility plan, which will give the club more leeway in the summer to try to sign players, and amongst them is Lionel Messi. Now, Barcelona have also committed to meeting several objectives in order for this feasibility plan to work, and these objectives include severe austerity measures that would see Barcelona really tightening their belt in order to bring the club back to a healthy financial course. And I have the breakdown of all these objectives for you. Now, Barcelona are committing to 60 to 70 million euros in budget cuts for the first team salaries. So they'll have to meet with players like Frankie de Jong, Marc ter Stegen, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and such to reduce the salary of the first team for between 60 to 70 million euros. Also, 30 million euro budget cuts to the Barcelona Academy and all the teams that academy encompasses. 30 million euros cuts to the salaries of the executive boards and other athletes that belong to other teams, such as the basketball and the handball teams. Also, 10 to 15 million euros in budget cuts to the salaries of all the employees of the club. And finally, 100 million euros in worth of player sales come this summer. Now, in order for this feasibility plan to work, Barcelona is going to have to meet every single objective. And if Barcelona fail to meet any of these objectives, then La Liga will reject the feasibility plan and the club will be placed under the 1-to-4 rule, which means that for every euro that the club makes, they would only be able to use 25 cents of that euro in order to sign players, which would make it nearly impossible for Barcelona to bring in any reinforcements come this summer. Now, Barcelona have already begun to work on this feasibility plan by implementing budget cuts all across the board, such as Barca TV, because as I reported in a previous video, Barcelona have announced that Barca TV will be closing on June 30th. And with this closure, Barcelona will be saving around 7 million euros per season. Now, we also saw the team take the train instead of a plane to, I can't remember which match it was, but this is something that's going to become more common in the upcoming few seasons, where Barcelona will travel by train to the nearby cities for away matches rather than using the club's airplane. Now, in exchange for all these austerity measures that Barcelona will be implementing in order to bring the club back to financial health, and Barcelona will be given more leeway to operate it in the summer. And I must say that I have to clarify one thing, and it's that I've been seeing in the media a lot saying that Barcelona's plan has been approved in order to sign Lionel Messi. And I have to be very clear that Barcelona have not come up with this feasibility plan to sign Lionel Messi. This feasibility plan accomplishes several goals, including the #1 objective of the club, which is to register the contracts of Gavi, Ronald Araujo, Sergio Roberto, and Marcos Alonso. Then it would be to renew the contracts of Alejandro Balde and Ousmane Dembele. And finally, when all these are accomplished, then Barcelona will look to reinforce the squad. And of course, amongst them could be Lionel Messi. Now, speaking of Messi, as I reported in yesterday's live stream, there was a lot of news circulating yesterday from several reliable reporters such as Mohamed Bouhfassi or even Radio Catalunya, saying that Lionel Messi has made up his mind and decided to go to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. But today, Messi's father has denied any of these reports, and he said, "There's absolutely nothing agreed with any club for next season. We will decide at the end of the season. Once the season is over, it will be the time to analyze, see what there is, and make a decision. There are always rumors and may use Lionel's name to gain notoriety. But the truth is that only we can assure that there is nothing with anyone, neither verbal nor signed nor agreed, and there will be no time until the season is over." Very strong statements by Leo Messi's father, Jorge Messi, who's also his agent, who's assuring everybody that no decision has been made and there's absolutely no agreement with any club, not written or verbal, and that Leo Messi will make up his mind once the season is over, because it is reported that Messi would like to win the league on first before he makes up his mind. Now, with the approval of the feasibility plan, we're gonna have to see whether Messi will decide to come to Barcelona, whether he's gonna end up going to the Saudi club Al Hilal, where they have offered him 400 million euros per season. Now, Argentinian reporters are stating that Leo Messi would like to stay in Europe for at least 1 or 2 more seasons because he wants to be ready for the 2024 Copa America, because he wants to win it once again with Argentina. Now, as I mentioned, these last 2 days, this week will definitely be a busy one for FC Barcelona, because we're gonna find out a lot of important things, such as who's gonna be replaced Matteo Alemany and whether Sergio Busquets will be leaving the club at the end of the season or not. Now, in regards to the replacement of Matteo Alemany, it's reported that Deco, the former Barcelona player and the current footballing agent, will be landing in the city of Barcelona tomorrow in order to meet with the board of directors, and it's being reported that he is Joan Laporta's favorite candidate to replace Matteo Alemany, and it's most likely that it will be Deco to take on that position. Now, it's reported that Joan Laporta's plan is to promote Jordi Cruyff to the position that Matteo Alemany had, and for Deco to take the spot that Jordi Cruyff currently occupies, where Deco would be the one in charge of flying out to places to meet with players' entourages, to establish those contacts with other clubs and other players and agents. And then Jordi Cruyff will be the one in charge of negotiating the agreements and finalizing those contracts. Now, in order for Deco to be able to accept this position, he will have to renounce his representation agency, because of course it would be a huge conflict of interest for Deco to be representing football players while at the same time representing the interests of FC Barcelona. Now, in regards to Sergio Busquets' decision, many media outlets in Spain, including Marca and Relevo, are now reporting that Busquets has made up his mind and that he will be leaving Barcelona at the end of the season. Now, as we've been talking about for quite some time, Xavi had asked Busquets to extend his contract for 1 more season so he can train his replacement and continue to be that leader on the field and in the locker room. And as a result of Xavi's desire to keep Busquets, Barcelona had extended a 1-year contract extension to Sergio Busquets with an option to extend for 1 more and with a drastic reduction in his salary. And after several months of contemplation, Busquets has now decided to leave Barcelona, a club where he has achieved everything there is to win. Now, it's reported that Sergio Busquets has informed Xavi Hernandez of his final decision, and it's expected that FC Barcelona will be making an official announcement in the upcoming hours or days. Now, it's not clear where Sergio Busquets will be going to after he ends his career with Barcelona, but there are some talks about Sergio Busquets possibly going to Saudi Arabia, where he currently has a standing offer not just from Al Hilal, but also from Cristiano Ronaldo's club Al Nassr, where it's reported that Al Nassr are offering him around 20 million euros salary per season. Now, with the news that Sergio Busquets will be leaving Barcelona at the end of the season, the big question remains, who will be his replacement in the pivot position. And it's now being reported that the club have already began working on signing the Moroccan midfielder Sofyan Amrabat. Now, as reported a few days ago, it seems that Sofyan Amrabat has become Xabi's choice to replace Sergio Busquets, because even though Xabi originally wanted Subimendi from Real Sociedad, Barcelona have made it very clear to the coach that there's no way that they can sign Subimendi because he does have a 60 million euro release clause. Now, as a result of this, Xabi Hernandez has made a request to the club to make an effort to try to bring Sofyan Amrabat to Barcelona, because Xabi considers that Amrabat will be the perfect fit for the pivot position, where he's a physical midfielder who knows how to control and dribble the ball, where he's a box-to-box midfielder, which would be a perfect fit for the Barcelona style of play. Now, Sofyan Amrabat is reportedly dying to come to Barcelona, and he's been waiting for Barcelona ever since the winter transfer market, where Barcelona attempted to sign him, but unfortunately they were unable to do so because La Liga informed the club that they weren't going to have enough space on their wage bill to register the contract of the player. Now, it's reported that Matteo Alemany has already began working on the signing of Sofyan Amrabat, and he wants to complete the signing before he leaves the club on June 30th. And it's being reported that Alemany thinks that he could negotiate a deal with the Italian club Fiorentina for less than 25 million euros for the Moroccan player. Now, Fiorentina last asked 40 million euros for Sofyan Amrabat when Barcelona attempted to sign him in the winter transfer market. But of course, Sofyan Amrabat will have only one season left on his contract come this summer, which gives Barcelona more leeway or more leverage to negotiate. And of course, the player is willing to force his way out of the Serie A club, which gives Barcelona even more leverage to negotiate with the Serie A team. Now, Barcelona are not only trying to sign players for the first team, they're also doing a good job in recognizing young talent around the world to try to sign for La Masia, or the Barcelona Academy. And it's reported that Barcelona have set their target on a French midfielder called Amidou Doumbouya. Now, Amidou is a 15-year-old midfielder who currently plays for the French club Sochaux, and it's reported that he's one of the most promising young talents to come out of France. And Barcelona are very interested in signing this youngster for the Barca Athletic. However, they do have some serious competition from the German club Freiburg. Now, Amidou will be turning 16 on August 2nd, and that's when he's going to be able to sign his first professional contract. And that's when Barcelona are hoping to beat Freiburg to the punch, and they think that they can close this operation for around 2 million euros. Now, Amidou is not the only player that Barcelona are hoping to sign for the Barca Athletic. They are also still working on the signing of the Turkish midfielder Arda Güler. Now, I reported about Güler several weeks ago. He's an 18-year-old midfielder who currently plays for Fenerbahce. He's a very skilled player, and he has such great dribbling that he has been dubbed as the Turkish Messi. And Barcelona really want to sign him, but they're now dealing with the problem that his price has skyrocketed, where the Turkish club are currently asking for 20 million euros. Now, as a result of this, Barcelona are trying to work on a formula to try to sign a player, and so far they're thinking about taking the player on loan with an option to buy, which would allow Barcelona to come up with that money at the end of next season, where hopefully the financial situation of Barcelona will be much better than what it currently is. Now, it is reported that Arda Güler is awaiting Barcelona's response because he's only interested in coming to the club, despite having some serious offers from clubs like PSG, Napoli, and Arsenal. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.